Hello everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all having a great Friday. I am finishing up the Dobby cardigan. It is almost complete. This is the hopefully very final episode of the live crochet-along. And we are just finishing up the sleeves. So probably won't do a lot of close-up instruction because I'm just trying to get the sleeves finished up. This is how far I've gotten on one sleeve. And then I started on the other sleeve because I wanted to do my counts, go ahead and get them done before I came on, because I feel like when I try to do them on the live, I always miscount. Who all is here today? I see Nancy is here. Road to Healthy, hello. Stitches by Chrissy, hey hun, how you doing? Popping in before you have to go to work. Well, I'm glad you were able to come say hello. Tracy is here, hello Tracy. Hello Kelsey. I hope you all are having a great start to your Friday. It's actually beautiful weather here, so I am hoping to not be inside all day. But I am preparing the mini puff jacket. So what I'm wearing right now, got the little pockets. This pattern should be releasing this weekend. So super excited about that. The testers are all getting their stuff to me. Today was the last day. Today was the deadline for the test. So I will be getting this pattern all written up. And oh, the cat jumped up here again. Come on. I'm gonna have to lock you out again. You can say hello. 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 You can't be up there right now. Come on. Go. Out. Go. He loves sitting in that window, but he makes the camera get all shaky, so I have to kick him out. Green Tea Ninja. Hello, hello. Ellen is here. Hey guys. Yeah, so I am just going to try to finish up these sleeves today. So that means I have an hour on this live to finish them. We'll see if it's possible. The last video that I did when I was on YouTube on Tuesday, I kept getting my counts off. So I was either decreasing or increasing without meaning to. So my sleeves were getting all wonky. So I'm hoping I can keep it straight this time and not have that issue. But I absolutely love how it's turning out. I think it's going to be a really, really great cardigan for spring. The colors look great. So I'm excited. And super excited to be getting, like I said, this mini puff jacket released this weekend. That's going to be awesome. I have had such great feedback from the testers on the mini puff. Everybody really seems to like the fit and, you know, the ease of the pattern. So I think it's going to be a winner. I've had a lot of people say that it's similar to the Luna cardigan for them and how much they like it. So that's exciting. So I would love to know what you guys are working on. What you working on today? If you're actually working, or are you at a job, or are you crocheting, or do you have plans for the weekend? What's happening? It really has been a busy month, and not just business, like personal things popping up, family stuff. Nothing bad, just busy, you know, unplanned things popping up. So that has kept us pretty busy. So we've still got a hook release that's going to be happening this month. But that's also, like I said, it's always like one thing after another this month, keeping us pushing things out. But it'll happen. Off work today. JLM Knits off work today, making a blanket for my mama. Ellen's riding in the car going to see my son. Where are you headed, Ellen? I can't remember where your son lives. JLM, what kind of blanket? A little blanket, big blanket, full size, chunky yarn, little yarn. It's all either chunky yarn or little yarn. At that point, I don't even look at sizes anymore. Tracy's off today, working on a baby blanket for your great niece. We got a lot of blankets happening right now, which is surprising with the weather warming up. Wonder if any of you guys are working on summer stuff for craft shows or anything. I don't know if any of you guys are getting back into craft show season with the weather warming up. I need to reshare. I did a blog post a while back if you guys need some summer project ideas. I need to do another roundup, but I did a summer project roundup. It was like a whole bunch of quick and simple projects for summer. So if you need summer gifts, housewarming gifts, or if you're doing stuff for craft shows, it's a fun little roundup. And I have at least 2 or 3 roundups that are I've got listed that I want to write up for you guys, especially for summer. I actually just posted a pattern roundup on my blog for ribbon yarn. So if you guys have never tried ribbon yarn, or if you have ribbon yarn and you're not sure how to use it, so maybe you bought some and you haven't used it yet, or you know you have leftover that you weren't sure what to do with it, there is a nice long list. I think I've got at least 9 patterns on that list of a bunch of different stuff that you can make using ribbon yarn. So that's a good one, and that should be the latest post on my blog. So if you can use the link in my bio, or you can go to therealpinksheepdesign.com and you can click on the blog, and that would be the first one. I also got done filming my presentation for Pam Grice, the Crochetpreneur. Her Crochet Business Summit is coming up in May. And I actually got the opportunity to speak at the summit. And since the presentations are pre-recorded, I had to film it and then submit it today. So I'm super excited about that. And that's free. So if you guys, not sure yet if she's got the info to sign up, I think you might be able to register now. But you can check out her page here on Instagram. She's the Crochetpreneur. And you can see if that's open, because it's a free summit. And there's a whole bunch of different people speaking. It's all about making money from your crochet. So even if that may not mean making it into a full-time business, it may, you know, if that's a goal of yours. But just making it financially viable if you're doing a little hobby on the side, earning a little bit more money. It's really great. It was actually one of the things that got me to really think about and make that jump from doing this part-time to doing it full-time. So really cool. You should check it out. Mingster says hello. My sweet DIY. Hello. Good to see you. Love the jacket. Okay, so this is the Winky. This is not the Winky jacket. This is the mini puff jacket. The one that I'm wearing. This one. And it will be releasing this weekend. So super excited about that. You'll probably start seeing some posts about it. I'm probably going to post about it today to remind people that it's going to be releasing soon, to keep an eye out. But this is Adorable. That's the brand of the yarn, Adorable. It's Yarn Bee, so it's Hobby Lobby brand for this one. For the colorful rainbow versions, these two are Adorable. And then this is Bernat Velvet Plus. So this one is a lot harder to see the stitches. This one is, you know, a little bit fluffier. This one, I think because of the variegated colors and it's not quite as fluffy, it's easier to see the stitches. So this was easier to work with than the trim and the cuffs. But this pattern is meant for super bulky Chanel style yarn. So that could be anything from the velvety type Chanel style yarn to the, I don't even really know what it's called. Let's see, I'll show you guys. Oh, here's one. Ooh. Like this kind. So this isn't really a velvety, it feels more like a cotton. I think it's polyester. it's not cotton, but it doesn't feel like velvet. But this is the kind of yarn that this pattern is written for. But people used a whole bunch of different stuff. Like we had people that use blanket yarn. We had people that combined yarn, different types of yarn. But super excited for this pattern to come out. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited. Green Tea Ninja is working on a test crochet project, but I have plans to do the Dobby soon. Yeah, so if you are just joining in, if you have not been following the Crochet-a-long, all of my live Crochet-a-long videos are posted to my YouTube channel. So you can go to youtube.com/pinksheepdesign and you can follow along later. So if you want to make your own Luna cardigan, or if you want to make your own Dobby cardigan, those have their own playlists on my YouTube channel, and I make them live. So, you know, it's like making it with a friend. So you can watch those anytime. This is the last one for the Dobby, so I'm trying to finish up the sleeves today. And that will be it. We'll be finished. And I'm excited because this is actually only the second Dobby I've ever made. I made my very first one when I wrote the pattern, and then I hadn't made one since. And the one that I made the first time was made using like a merino wool. So I really wanted something that was a little more lightweight and did not have the wool content for spring and summer. So this is Karen Cakes. I don't have the thing on there, but it's one of those big chunky cakes, Karen chunky cakes. Okay, make sure I'm not off on my counts. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was really struggling to keep my counts on the last one, and my sleeve was getting really funky, and I could see it getting bigger and smaller. So I had to rip out a few rows while I was live last time, and I said that I was going to do more of these sleeves before I came on this live, but like I said, it's just been like last minute busy lately. I feel like there's so much that I've had to do, and it's one of those things where I'll be in the office all day working, and then it's like, wait, what did I do again? I know I've been in here working all day, but I don't exactly know all the things I got done. So I've got the mini pup is finishing testing. Like I said, it's due today, so that's happening, and I have to get that updated, get all the listings ready, get the listing ready for Etsy, get all the graphics ready for marketing. And then I actually just finished writing up the pattern for my crochet backpack. So if you guys saw the sneak peek of that pattern, I have finally gotten the pattern written up. It's ready to go. So I have to do a call for testers for that. So be ready if you're interested in testing that bag. I'm not going to need as many testers as usual because it's just one size. I usually have 25 to 30 testers for wearables to test each size. But for the smaller ones, you know, I might have 10 or so testers. And that's with double-stranded ribbon yarn is what I used for the backpack. So I've got that happening. I've been working on that presentation for the Crochet Business Summit. So I've had that happening. And I didn't realize the way that I have to submit it was not how I thought I had to submit it. So that was additional things that I had to go back and do before I could actually submit the presentation. What else do I have happening? Oh, I just started working on updating my Rachel crop top. So if you guys have ever seen my crop tops, those were some of my very first patterns. So the Rachel crop top, I think, was actually my very first pattern ever. And it's a great pattern. I've got great feedback on it, but it only goes from like an extra small / small to a large XL. It doesn't go any higher. So I've decided to take over that design and redo it. It's going to be similar. It's not going to be exactly the same because I'm also taking in some feedback that I've gotten for the overall design and reworking it. But it's going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, a fully size inclusive crop top. So it would have 9 different sizes, just like my other wearables. And it would have a full like bra size guide range that you can use to pick your size. So I'm working on that. And then let's see, I've also got a project happening right now using Hobie Ribbon Yarn Jumbo, their Jumbo Ribbon Yarn, and that is for their Here Comes the Sun challenge. So that's happening. And then, like I said, we've got our hooks that are the hooks for this month, which fingers crossed we can actually release them this month because, like I said, it's been a little crazy. Those are sanded. So we print the hooks, we sand them, and then we put the first coat of resin on them, sand them again, resin coat them again, and we've only gotten through the first sanding. So we're really hoping we'll be able to put the first coat of resin on them today. And that would really get us moving. So it may be the very end of the month before we release them, but we're gonna get there. So I'm sure there's more. Let's see, Little Yarn, yep. JLM is working on a lapgan. Little Yarn, LOL, Granny Cluster Stitch. Okay, that's cool. And I don't know if that's, because there's like the ones that make one big granny square. So I don't know what Granny Cluster Stitch is. I'll have to look that up. Ellen says her son is stationed in Florida, so that's quite a drive, yeah? That's a drive. And you guys are taking the camper, I'm guessing? Okay, I need to count my stitches again. Okay, 26. I was going from 25 to 27, back to 26, back to 25. But so far so good. Sticking with 26. On my sleeves. And these take, man, I forget how much longer things take with a 10mm hook. That's really the smallest I'm willing to go for the majority of my patterns. The crop top that I'm working on uses a 5.5mm hook. So that is the smallest hook that I use for any of my patterns. So that takes a while, but crop tops don't, they don't take as long as a cardigan, so that's not that bad. Tracy's making a floor play blanket. So that's like for a kid to sit on the floor? Is that like a baby floor blanket? Does it have designs on it? I've seen those cool floor rugs that you can crochet that's got like roads on it, so kids can like move little trucks around. Those are cool. I can't remember if I've seen ones crocheted. I feel like I have. I don't know why people wouldn't. I think that's really awesome. I don't do a lot of specialty color work, but I think it's so cool, the people that do that have the patterns for, different designs and words, and it's super cool. Maybe one day I'll dabble in that. Right now, not so much. I think I'll stick with the simple stuff. My seat DIYs is I'm testing a top for Spirit and Thread. Get down. He'll probably get up there again. That's number 2. Second time he's jumped up. I'll keep a count. I'll drink my coffee every time he does. Spirit and Thread. I don't know if I'm following them or not. I need to check them out. What kind of top is it? Like summer top, I'm guessing? Crop top? Full-length top? T-shirt top? Tank top? There's so many tops. JLM Knits. I have some markets coming up too. That's exciting. Mingster says it's Andrea, just finishing my first Dobby cardigan, planning on making another. Love this pattern, so easy to follow. I am so glad that you enjoyed it. I feel like this live, this series went a lot longer, so I know that that's sometimes more difficult to kind of hang out and not skip ahead, because my projects are pretty quick. So I feel like it would be difficult unless you had other things you were working on and you were literally only working on this while I was live. I think it would be difficult even for me to not skip ahead and just keep working on it, I know Ellen, if she's still on here, is usually the first one who will finish and is starting on like her second or third one before I'm even done with the second video. Which is awesome. I wish that I could crochet so much faster so that I could, get through these a little bit quicker. But then, there are people who say I do crochet quickly, so I hope that, if there's people who are watching this as a replay, that it's enjoyable, that it's a speed that works, they can listen to me chat about nonsense and shenanigans while they crochet their items, or they can put me on mute, and just watch me crochet. me think what else I'm working on. We've got I do have, oh my gosh, you guys. I am going to do a new design next month. So I know that this month I did Feelin' Froggy, which was awesome. I love it so much, and I'm so thankful for everybody's support of the new design, that you guys liked it, that you thought it was fun. It was really fun to put that one together. And I wasn't going to try to force myself to release a design next month. I was going to try to like take a break, but I came up with one that I really, really like. So I can't wait to share like a sneak preview with you guys for the new design for next month. It was inspired by some of my recent reading. So really, really excited to share next month's design with you all. I do have to tell you guys, so I haven't started talking about it yet, but it's time. It's time for me I need to do an official announcement, but we are going to do our DIY hook challenge again this year. So I don't know if anyone on here was a part of it last year, if you joined in, but we are super excited to do it again this year, and I will definitely be doing a official video to announce it soon. But let me know if you participated last year, or if you want me to...
Woohoo! Hook challenge!
Yeah.
I heard it.
Yeah. I haven't announced it yet,
You
but...
have to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interrupting your Crochet-a-long to tell you, you have to sign up because this year is going to be awesome.
Last year was awesome too!
This year is going to be more awesome.
What else y'all talking about on
Happy
here?
Friday, mother...
Hey! Stop it.
Y'all.
Stitches by Chrissy is the Dobby cardigan made with bulky or super bulky. So the Dobby cardigan is actually made with 2 strands of worsted or Aran 4, whatever the 4 weight is. 4 weight yarn, little yarn. It's made with 2 strands of little yarn, 4 weight yarn. But 2 strands of 4 weight equals a 5. In most cases, that's the general rule. So I chose to use a 5 weight yarn. So this is Karen Chunky Cakes. It says it's a 6, but it's lying. It's totally a 5. You guys can see that's little yarn. So I'm using a 5 weight, and obviously check your gauge. You know, I've got the gauge listed on the patterns, but yeah, so you can use 2 strands of 4, or you can use a 5. So it definitely is, and that's why I'm using a 10mm hook. So it definitely takes longer. I don't think I have a pattern that uses super bulky yarn and a 10mm hook. I don't think I have that. I think my coffee cats, so the coffee cats and the beer cats, the cat cozy bundle, those are 2 strands of 4 weight yarn and a 10mm hook. So that's similar to the Dobby. But I don't think any of my other patterns that call for a 6, a super bulky, I don't think any of those call for a 10mm. I think the smallest they call for is probably a 12. Be Outrageous is here. Hello! You were in the DIY hook challenge last year. I remember your hook. Green Tea Ninja, I want to try a marathon make along with the Dobby. I want to try to make it in a day. You probably could. I know that you can make a Luna in a day. I've had plenty of people do that. The mini puff jacket that I'm wearing, one of my testers made it in a day. So any of my patterns that call for a size 6 super bulky, most of those, because most of my cardigans are on the shorter side. So they've got a little bit more of a cropped feel, and not a true crop, but like it hits me at my hip bones, and I'm short-waisted, so they're pretty short cardigans. But a lot of people will add length. You know, most of my patterns are extremely simple, so it's pretty easy to see where you can add length to the panels or to the bottom border, you know, if you want a little bit of extra length there. I'm trying to fly through this sleeve, and it's like the faster I go, the more my yarn is splitting. But I'm trying. And I don't want to go too fast because I feel like then I get, my gauge gets tighter, so my sleeves are going to be much smaller. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish these sleeves in the allotted time period. We'll see. I guess I can make them shorter. I wanted to be able to try it on at the end though. Maybe I'll just stay on here till I'm done. That might be a good idea. I can just go as quick as I can, stay on here till I'm done, because I really don't want to have to do a part 11 of the Dobby cardigan. I think 10 is a good number. And I really don't want to have to do a part 11. So I can just hang out with you guys until it's finished. And then if there's people who usually can't join me at noon, maybe they'll be able to join in towards the end. And it'll just be an extra long video. What else are y'all talking about on here? Ellen says, congratulations on your achievement, Evelyn. Okay. I think I'm too far behind in the chat and I can't remember what achievement that is. Is that for speaking at the business summit? Is that what the achievement is? Because I know we've talked about that, Ellen. Nancy says, awesome, Evelyn. Yeah, maybe that's what you guys were chatting about. Ellen says, hello to Jamie. My sweet DIY, I'm excited to want to crochet that jacket. Yeah, I'm really, I can't express how excited I am about the mini puff jacket. It has quickly become one of my favorite jackets to just wear like around the house. It's just so cozy and I don't find myself like pulling on it, you know, like trying to pull it forward. It seems to stay in place really well. And of course I love the pockets. They're in exactly the right place for me to put my hands in my pockets and just kind of chill with my hands in my pockets. Trying to take little breaks from chatting so much and focusing on my stitches. See, they keep splitting and then it's stopping me from pulling my yarn all the way through my half double crochet stitch. And I should probably stop and do a stitch count after this round to make sure that I didn't accidentally increase or decrease again like last time. Daisy, the sheep hats. Sheep hats? Yes. There's never enough hours in the day. You are 100% correct. And it's crazy because, you know, when I left my full-time job, I was like, oh, I'm going to have plenty of time to do all of this, but there's always more things that you could be doing. You know, even when I get everything on my list finished, I know that there's other things I could be doing, like updating my website, getting that fixed, updating my Etsy listings for SEO, and there's all these other things. And then, you know, working on new projects, planning new projects, making sure that I'm getting things written down when I need to so I don't forget, like with pattern writing, you know. And so there's just this laundry list that keeps growing. And it's great. I am not complaining. This is awesome. Like I could not be happier to be doing this for a living. But it definitely has its very busy times. Especially if I do like kind of take off a day and don't do any work. Like maybe I'll respond to emails, but I try to like disconnect. And then the next day I'm in the office all day playing catch up. Okay, I'm going to do a quick count. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm on track. I have not screwed this sleeve up yet. Fingers crossed it stays that way. I may have to start a new ball of yarn to finish these. I don't know. We shall see. I probably need to count how many rows I'm at. I know that I'm not over because there's no way. Like that's not anywhere near long enough to be a full-length sleeve. But we're getting closer than we were. Okay. What else y'all talking about? I'm trying not to go too fast through the chat, and then I have things I can chat with you all about. Ellen's wearing her Rachel crop top today to travel in. Yes! What did you make your Rachel crop top out of? So that's another thing. If you guys have made a Rachel, there are quite a few changes that I'm going to be making to the 2.0 version of the Rachel that's going to be more size inclusive. One of those things is I'm going to be using bulky yarn, a size 5 weight yarn. So if you are excited about the idea of a size inclusive Rachel crop top, you can go ahead and get you some home deck. So the Bernat Maker home deck yarn is what I'm going to be recommending, the main recommendation. It's what I'm going to be using for the test version that I'm doing the photos with. I'm going to be using Bernat Maker home deck. It's a size 5 yarn. It is meant for kind of the home decor stuff, but it's a cotton nylon blend, which is actually fantastic for clothes, for something like a bra, because it washes well. I have bralettes that I wear around the house made of home deck that I've had for years now, and I wash them just like my regular clothes. They've held up amazingly. It's soft, so it's not itchy. It has stretch to it. It has elasticity to it. So, you know, sometimes if you wear a cotton bralette, like 100% cotton, it may stretch out after you wear it. And you may not be able to get it to go back to the way it was without like trying to shrink it in the dryer. And I feel like the home deck will hold its shape better, and it almost gives you more structure, which is awesome, especially like if you have a bigger chest and you want the bra to actually, you know, be able to hold you in but be comfortable and not be like squeezing, you know, your back here because you've got the straps cinched in. I can't explain how much I love home deck for bralettes. I think I have 6 bralettes made using home deck yarn. And if it's not home deck yarn, you can use, this yarn is actually discontinued. So this is kind of a secret that I'm not sure I want to continue sharing because I still want to buy some and I don't want them to run out. But Annie's.com, that they do, you know, yarn and crochet kits, and I think they do subscriptions and stuff. Great website. They have a yarn called Lion Brand Dream Maker. It is a discontinued yarn by Lion Brand, and it was pretty much Lion Brand's version of home deck. It's a size 5. It is a cotton, it's not cotton nylon, it's something else, but it's very, very similar. In the makeup, it's just as soft, it's just as structured, and the colors are awesome. So check that out if you're interested, because that pattern is happening. I have a group of my veteran pattern testers working on kind of a test along for me to make sure I've got all of the sizing correct. And I will end up also doing an official call for testers, most likely, to make sure I get all of the sizes taken care of. But that will be once my initial group of pattern testers kind of goes through and make sure that there aren't any really big red flags with the sizing. So I'm really excited, if you can tell, about this crop top, because my goal has, for, you know, the more I've learned as a designer, my goal is to be size inclusive. I think it's extremely important. I think that everyone should feel like they have access to different patterns, that they're going to look good on their body. You know, just because a pattern says it's size inclusive, if that designer does not have photos of different body types wearing that item, I know how frustrating that can feel of like, am I going to buy this and it's not going to fit? You know, even if it's quote unquote big enough or small enough, it may not look right, you know? So I'm so thankful to have a test group that really gives me honest feedback and says, you know, yes, this is great, I love how this fits me, or no, this is crap. And you need to go back to the drawing board and figure out a better fit for this size. You know, so that has helped me a lot. And so I'm excited to have this group of testers starting work on this pattern before I do a full-on call for testers and bring in, you know, possibly new people. Okay, I'm going to do my count for these rows. 8, 9, 10. I have 16, and I think I need like 20 something. How many rows do I need? Sleeves. Yeah, I'm like halfway. I'm halfway. So we're going to get done with at least one sleeve. That's my goal. And I'll stay on here till I'm done. I haven't even looked at the time. I don't know how much time I have. But we are going to get this sleeve finished. Determination. Okay. What else y'all talking about? I see Alexis joined. Hello, if you're still here. Chrissy said, "Ooh, what color this month?" I don't think I've shared it this month. So if you are in the hook club, so if you're in the hook club, the way that you get into our hook club is buying a hook. If you've bought a hook from us, you're in the hook club. If you have bought a hook from us and you have not been getting hook club updates, please message me. You guys get to know first what the new color of the month is going to be. You get to help me vote on new colors and new designs and new sizes. So definitely let me know if you're not getting those messages, because you guys definitely get special discounts every month, all those fun things. So message me, because Chrissy, you should be getting those, I think. But the color is going to be Sunshine Yellow. I'm so excited about them. We have not done a yellow. We haven't done a bright yellow. I don't even think we've done, a pale yellow. I mean, I don't think we've done yellow at all. We did, some of the ombre colors, like the rainbow colors that had gold in them. And then we did the gold hook for St. Patrick's Day. But we haven't done like a yellow hook. So I'm really excited about the yellow hooks. And we are going to have the full range of sizes, because right now we're out of 10s, 15s, and 17s. We're completely out. So once we release those, we'll have more of those in the shop. So if those are colors that you are looking for or trying to fill your collection, those will be ready soon. Like I said, I'm fingers crossed we'll get them out before the end of the month, because they were supposed to be released this month, and now it's halfway through the month, and we're probably going to be putting the first coat of resin on them tonight. That's the goal. I am going to be doing a filler release. So because there are certain sizes that tend to sell out faster, we decided to print a whole bunch of just those sizes with some of our older filament. So we made some 15s, 16s, and 10s, I believe, that are going to be blue ombre. So it's different shades of blue, and it's like a mermaid glitter. So it's like this beautiful blue and green glitter that's going on top of the blue, but it's not going to be a full release. It's just to help fill in the gaps of some of those sizes that are missing from our shop, because one of my main goals as a hook seller was to not always be sold out of sizes, because that was, even before we were printing hooks, I was a big furls fan. I still am. I'm actually using of course it's not over here. I'm using my furls hook for the crop top that I'm working on, because that's a 5.5, and I use their Odyssey hook for that because of the ergonomic shape. So it's very helpful for me. A little heavy, but it's okay. I can work with it. But they did make some larger sizes, but they were always out. They were always out of the larger sizes. I actually had to special order, like I had to reach out to them and say, hey, the next time you get this size in, can you let me know? Because I have a 13mm Candy Shop hook from them, and I have a 15mm Alpha Series from them. Neither of which I'm a huge fan of. I obviously prefer ours because I custom designed them for me to like them. But I don't like that. And there's a lot of hook makers out there that have, they'll release their hooks and they're sold out in like 2 seconds. And I didn't want that either. So that's another reason why our pricing isn't super low, because not just because we put the time in, but it's also because I don't want them to sell out immediately and people never get a chance to have them. So that helps us. And, I'm hoping we'll get to a point where we have enough stock that we can run a sale. Because I know there are a lot of people who, are probably waiting for us to do a sale to invest in our hooks, which is totally understandable. And you can reach out to me. If you're someone who says, man, I've been wanting to try your hooks for, since you started making them, I just can't afford it, reach out, because we would love to work with you. We don't want anyone to feel like they can't have them. We just can't always be out of stock. I want to have our hooks available if you need it. If you need that size hook and you need an ergonomic hook and you need it quickly, they're ready to ship. Our hooks are ready to ship in our shop. If it's in our shop, it will be sent out within the next day or two, and you can choose priority mail, which is 2-day shipping. So that's my goal. But reach out. you know, like we want people to be able to try them and use our hooks, and that's important to us. So it's my hook tangent. Let's see what else. What else we got happening? Tracy said she's 6 months old. That's who you're making the blanket for, I'm guessing. The baby, the play blanket. My Sweet DIY, the summer boho top. Okay, that sounds exciting. I did a summer top roundup on my blog that I need to reshare from last year because that was a good one. And I need to do another one. I need to do some more summer pattern roundups because those are super fun. Ellen says, oh, so exciting. The hook challenge is so fun. Stitches by Chrissy did the hook challenge. Tracy said, explain, please. My Sweet DIY says, you guys are lovely. Lilo, hello, if you're still here. Stitches by Chrissy, I have a couple anniversary cakes I've been wanting to use. Yeah, that would be good for that. I'm trying to get through some of these comments. I'm way behind. Have you chosen the next crochet along? I have not. So if you guys have ideas, pop them in the comments. Let me know what you want the next crochet along to be. We got a couple people asking about the DIY hook challenge, so I will go into that. Let me make sure I don't have any more. Building Food Forest in Scotland. Hello! They just got done with their Lunas, her and her daughter. Used Lion Brand Hand Dyed Heaven. It's a discontinued yarn. Of course it is. All these discontinued yarns, they're bad about that, especially the colorful yarn. They always get rid of the colorful yarn. Wag of Tail, I'm just going to do my right sleeve on my Dobby. Woohoo! Oh, I'm sorry, you can't hear me. Oh, now you can. Okay, that's good. T-Zines is here. Hey, Tessa. T-Zine says, hey, friend, I just saw Coco Crochet Lee's cute video with your frog shirt. I know. They are adorable. I love them so much, both of them, and Lee is just an amazing human, and I absolutely love talking to her. She is going to be on a Pink Sheep and Friends in May, so super excited about that. Okay, so let's talk about the DIY hook challenge real quick, and let me see. Oh, I've still got time. I figured I was over by now. DIY hook challenge. So this challenge was born last year when my husband and I were talking about, and if you're new to my channel, my husband is also Captain Hook. He is the captain. He keeps the 3D printers running. He is the one who got me to design the hooks in the first place. Yeah, he's the captain, Captain Hook. And he had this idea of what if we did some kind of kit where people could buy the plain crochet hooks that we make. We would print them and sand them, and then people could decorate them or coat them if they want to. They could practice using resin. He even mentioned, you know, if people wanted to buy them, decorate them, and sell them, you know, like give people an option for that, they could do that. And so we said, you know, we were thinking on that, well, how would we market it? What would actually come in the kit? Is this something where we would include decorations, or would they just get a hook? And it finally hit me in the kitchen one day, and I was like, we should do a challenge. Because my thing has always been community. I want you guys to feel like you're part of a community. I want to help you get inspired creatively. I want you to have opportunities to do things with your kids or your partners, and like even if they don't crochet, there's something that they could do creatively with you. And that's when the DIY hook challenge was born. So we sat down, kind of figured out how it was going to work. And what we did last year is we put a listing up in my Etsy shop. It was a $15 hook. Now our hooks are usually $45. So that gives you a comparison. We wanted it to be affordable. So it's $15 to purchase a plain white 18mm hook is what we did last year. And just by buying that hook, you are entered in the challenge. Now, you couldn't win the prizes unless you actually submitted a final hook. So you did have to submit your hook, but all you had to do was purchase that hook from us. And then you had a month to decorate it with whatever you wanted. You could do Mod Podge, you could do Sharpies, you could do nail polish, you could do clay. Like there's people who sculpted their hook into something else. what else did people use? We had people bedazzle their hooks and glue gemstones on them. You did not have to, your hook did not have to be usable at the end. So it could be like a work of art. You didn't have to maintain the functionality of the hook. The person who won the challenge actually turned her hook into a dragon using paint and sculpture, clay, and it was sitting on this little hoard of yarn balls that she had wound up. And so it was just get creative. We had someone who turned their hook into a tree branch. So did like, you know, this crazy texture on the hook and then crocheted a bird that sat on the tree branch. It was so cool and it was so much fun. And we can't wait to do it again. Like, we think it's going to be so much fun. And you can buy a hook for you and for your kids. You can buy them a hook. You can buy your partner a hook if they want to get involved. And then when the month is over and the deadline hits, all you're going to have to do is submit a photo. And we love if you can submit a video. That's super helpful. So we can also have the videos to do like a slideshow. But submitting a photo and or a video of your finished hook, and that is how you officially enter for the prize drawings. So we do judge them, and we don't have a rubric. That was difficult last year. I did go through and I came up with some topics for us to use as ratings. So there was like creativity, ingenuity, process. So we loved getting to watch people's journey when they were sharing, you know, some of the things they did, because we had people who would start by doing one thing and then it wouldn't go as planned, and then they, you know, had to regroup and try something different. So getting to watch that process of people not giving up and continuing to work on it. And there were a couple of other things, and we may or may not share that. I think for us, again, it's just for fun. You know, we don't want to tell you what to do. We want you to just have fun. Do whatever you think is good. Make it something special for you. Have a story behind it if you want to. And this year we are going to have a kids category. So the kids will actually get a separate prize. And we haven't decided what that is, because we want to make sure that if your kids don't crochet, that they can get something that they'd still enjoy. So it may be one of our t-shirts. You know, we may say they can pick any of our t-shirts that they want, like something fun that's not specifically like a crochet hook, unless that's what they would want. So they may be able to pick. We may have like, you know, anywhere from 1 to 3 winners in the kids category, and maybe they can pick their prize. I think that would be pretty cool. But the grand prize winner last year, for the overall, because we didn't have a kids category last year, they won 5 custom Pink Sheep design crochet hooks. So that was, they had a choice of either us making them custom for them, or they could just pick 5 hooks from our shop if they had specific ones that they wanted. And then we had runner-up prizes. So I think we had anywhere from 3 to 5 runner-ups. I can't remember. The closing ceremony from last year's on YouTube, if you want to watch it. You can actually read all about the DIY Hook Challenge. You can see all of the entries from last year if you go to my website, therealpinksheepdesign.com, hover over crochet hooks in the top menu, and there's a drop down that says DIY Hook Challenge. Click on that and you can see all of last year's entries, all of the finished hooks. You can see all of our video updates. So you can see kind of the behind the scene process of what we did to prepare for the hook challenge. And then you can watch the closing ceremony if you want to. You can see who the winners were, and you can check that out. But oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And I really hope that we have a lot of people interested this year too, because it's just, that's a huge part of what we want our brand to be. We want to be about community and creativity and fun, and you know, just having a good time. Even if the people in your life that don't crochet, if they want to do something creative with you, this is that opportunity. So I do know that this year we are going to stick with our $15 price for the hook, but we are going to do a 19 millimeter hook. So we did decide that if people are doing successive hook challenges, we want them to create a collection. So especially if people are decorating their hooks because they want to use their hooks, We had quite a few people that made usable hooks that they actually use now. And we also offered last year to resin coat them. So if you used something, if you used a medium that we were able to coat, so if you did like Mod Podge with flat stuff, like I did a comic book hook where I Mod Podged comic book pieces, I was able to coat that with resin, and I can use that now. Or if you used something like Sharpies, we can do an acrylic spray to make sure the Sharpies don't run, you know, but we can actually coat them for you if that's something you're interested in. It does depend on what you use to decorate them, because we can't resin coat everything. But we decided, okay, if we did 18 last year, let's do 19 this year, because the bigger the hook, the more options you have to decorate it. And the 19 millimeter hooks are the first size that don't have an ergonomic section. It's just a straight hook. So it'll be even easier to decorate because you don't have like the extra curvature of the hook. So can you tell I'm excited? I'm so excited. So that is going to be happening. We're probably going to start printing hooks next week, because I think last year we gave everyone the month of July, or maybe we ended it in July. But you'll have a full month when we'll open registration for, we'll open the hook purchases for probably a couple of weeks, and then you'll have a full month to decorate your hooks before they're due. So Lilo asked, how are the prototypes going with smaller hook sizes? So far we have been able to send out and get feedback on 9 millimeter and 8 millimeter hooks. They are still not released to the public. The Hook Club members have been the only ones so far that have had access to the 8 and 9 millimeters, because we wanted kind of that control group test so that they could give us feedback, make sure that they were going to hold up, that they were comfortable. We're still a little on the fence. We got both positive and semi-negative feedback on them. They're heavier than our other hooks because we had to do a solid infill on the hooks. Some people don't mind it because they are still lighter than like the Odyssey hooks by Furls, which is always what we compare to because it's very comparable in the hook sizes and shapes. But then we had some people who, you know, the hook depth, so this portion in here, this depth is not as deep because they're so little. And if I make the hook any deeper, it puts it at very high risk for snapping, for you trying to use it for anything. So I tried to maintain, you know, some semblance of strength in those hooks. And so far, I don't think any of them have broken with regular use. So that's good. That was a big goal of ours. So we're still kind of on the fence. It may be something that turns into custom orders. So it may be if you want an 8 or a 9, it would have to be a custom order. And those orders would have to be placed alongside releases. So let's say this month, if we were doing a yellow release, you would have to let me know, okay, I'm interested in having an 8 millimeter in next month's release. You can let me know what color, or I would let you know what color we were doing. And if that worked for you, then we would add it to that release. So I don't know yet, but we're working through it. We just want to make sure that we're putting the best possible products out there for you guys. Green Tea Ninja, Furls for littles, but all my big hooks are pink sheep design all the way. Woohoo! That makes me so happy. I'm just so glad you guys like them. I mean, it was definitely a labor of love to create them, but it was necessary, at least for me, you know. I didn't want to give up on my super bulky yarn. That's what I used, but the hooks were not very friendly to my hands and my needs. So being able to design them for exactly what I needed to make them comfortable, you know, and again, that may not be for everyone. Everyone has different needs for their hands and wrists. There are some people who need the bigger ergonomic handles for hooks. For me, those hurt my wrists. So it's finding, you know, trying things out and finding what you need, you know. Jotson, is the yarn you knit with soft? Have you tried knitting with mohair? Maybe too thin. Probably too thin. I use tons of different yarn. So if you look behind me on my shelf, all those are different types of yarn, and all of that is either a bulky size 5 or higher. And I think that, you know, depending on where you live, I know in the US we have a lot of yarn options. And so for me, like this jacket is a super bulky size 6, 2 different types, and it's the softest thing I own because it's like that velvety Chanel. So it's very, very, very soft. I probably wouldn't put it in the washer and dryer. That would make, I'd feel like it would shed all of its fluffiness. What I'm working with right now, it's not soft, but it's not itchy because it's acrylic. So it may get softer as I wash it because I'm pretty sure that this is machine washable. So I'll probably try to wash it and dry it. And it's a little big for me. So even if it shrinks a little, that'll be fine. But it's not itchy because there's no wool, but it's not super, super soft either. I mean, it's just an acrylic, 100% acrylic. So it all depends on the yarn that I choose as to whether or not it's soft, but there are so many options, and I don't think people realize that, you know. And you can also, any of the patterns that I have that call for bulky or super bulky yarn, you can always hold multiple strands of lighter weight yarn together. So if you just don't have a lot of super bulky yarn options where you are, you can buy lighter weight yarn and hold it together. If you do that, I just recommend finding lighter weight yarn like acrylic, because when you hold multiple strands together, it gets heavier. You know, so you don't want to pick a yarn that's already dense and heavy if you're going to be holding multiple strands together. So like sometimes there are 100% cotton yarns that are quite heavy. And if you try to, you know, hold them together, you're going to end up with a garment where it's so heavy that it pulls the stitches apart, you know, and then you have like a holier cardigan, which is not bad. It's just a different look, you know. So if that's the look that you're going for, it might actually really work in your favor, especially for, you know, like a cardigan. If you're going to wear it more during the summer, then it's okay if it's got holes in it because it's going to be more breathable. Okay, let's see what we're at. I've got to be getting close. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I'm on 28 and I only need 29. I'm almost there. So this is row 28. And I'll be able to show you guys my decrease on this sleeve, because that was my goal for this video, because that's the only other thing that's left of this pattern instruction-wise is doing a little decrease for the sleeve. So far the sleeve is straight up and down. There's no increases or decreases. You just, you know, you join at the armhole, which you can see that in the last video or the video before last. One of those, I do a close-up of how I actually join the stitches to make the sleeve. But then you just work straight up until your sleeve is done, and then you do one row of half double crochet decreases, maybe single crochet decreases. I just say decrease, so I think it's single crochet decreases. I need to change that. But you could do either one would work. You just want to do the decreases so that you have a little cuff at the end of your sleeve. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and try this on, because this is what I always tell people in my patterns. Try it on as you go, because everybody's arms are a different length, and you might need to make them shorter or longer. Hello, everybody. Wander free and queer. Hello. Ellen says the dragon was so cool. It was. That was Aaliyah's dragon. Lilo, is the DIY Hook Challenge international? Yes. And we can help with shipping. So we try to, usually what I'll do is with international shipping, I'll usually give you a discount so that your hook is $10 instead of $15, since international shipping is higher. So just let me know. You can reach out to me once I get that up and make sure that my listing ships to you. Ellen uses hers all the time from the DIY Hook Challenge. Got a lot of people joining in. Not everybody hung out the whole time, but okay, I think I reached the end of my comments. So I'm going to try this on. I'll take this off. Oh gosh. Okay. Off with the mini puff, on with the Dobby. Okay, so let me try this on and make sure that I don't need to shorten my sleeves. Does not look like I'm going to have to. No. So I'm going to do, I like my Dobby sleeves to be just a little short because that way they're not all up in my hand, but you can make them longer. I'm going to do my single crochet decreases here for the next one. Yeah, so it's actually one short. This is 28. I'm going to make row 29 my decreases instead of row 30. So it'll be a little bit shorter. And, you know, these items will stretch a little over time. So sometimes it's nice to remove one so that it doesn't stretch out. Okay, so let's do a row of decreases. And I'm going to do single crochet decreases. And since it was 26 around, I should do 13 decreases. All right, so I'm going to chain one, and I'm going to do my first single crochet decrease. And if you're super new to following patterns, or you need help with specific stuff, especially if you're watching this as a replay, and if you need help with single crochet decrease, you can check out my playlist on YouTube called Learn to Crochet. It's a Learn to Crochet playlist, and there is a whole video all about increasing and decreasing. So that would be helpful. Tracy said, because we love you, because everyone's joining in. Hey, we still got 7 people on right now. Thanks for hanging in there with me. All right, I'm getting this decrease done. I'm still not completely done with the other sleeve. And I don't think I'll be able to finish that today. But you're repeating what I'm doing over here. So, working these decreases. I'll be so glad to be done with this cardigan. It was hard not to work on it outside of the live videos. But at least now you can binge watch it. So you can go back in and binge watch it and make your whole thing all in one sitting if you want to. It'll be 10 hours of me talking to you. Okay, so you can see how much smaller that got. All right, you can see the opening there. And this is my very first single crochet decrease. So I'm going to join into that stitch. Whoop, I need my yarn on the other side. Can't wrap my hand around it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to finish that off and snip my yarn end. Tuck that in. All right, and now, wag of tail, I finally caught a live. Woo! Yeah, I think I'm on longer today. Yes, because I was trying to finish this. I don't want to have to do a part 11. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, I've got yarn hanging off this other sleeve. So let's see what this looks like. Let me tip that up for you. Okay, this is my finished Dobby. Okay, so that's where my sleeve hits me, right here. And that way, like if I'm washing my hands, I don't have to be trying to pull this up because chunkier yarn doesn't slide up easily. So I like it to just be a little bit shorter, especially if it's a spring or summer cardigan. If it's winter, I want it pulled down so that I can put my hands in my pockets and it's nice and long. But this is what we're looking at. Now I still need to finish this sleeve, which I'm not going to finish during a live. You'll have to finish it on your own because it would be, you know, and do a part 11 to finish the second sleeve. I'll finish this. I'm going to take pictures of it. But this is, whoop. Oh, if I can get my hair, shoot, and get the hair out of the way so I can put the hood up. There we go. Okay. So this is the hood. There we go. That's what the hood looks like. Dobby cardigan. You can add pockets here. So once I release the Luna, and actually I think there's a YouTube video on how I attach pockets, but you can make a little pocket, like a hoodie style pocket, like I have on these, like this one, the little hoodie, the hoodie style pocket. So you start down here and you do single crochets up until about this far, and then you'll start decreasing on this side as you go up, and that creates the pocket, and then you can attach it. You can also do, I've had people who have done hearts, so they'll do a heart applique, and they'll only sew the edges of the heart so that you can stick your hand into the top of the heart. So that was pretty cool. I've seen people do that. You can do regular patch pockets. But that's what that looks like. I'm so happy. I'm really happy with it. So I will definitely get to do a new little photo shoot with this one. You can even do like toggles, I think would be cool for these. So if you did little crochet loops and had toggle buttons, that would be nice. Or because this is a wide band, you could actually put nice big buttons or even smaller buttons. And since the stitches are bigger, you don't even have to have buttonholes. You can just slide the stitch around it and you could put buttons down the front. So there's so many ways that you can customize it and make it your own. But I'm really happy with how it came out. And just so you guys know, I made the small/medium. My gauge was a little large, so it is a little big. So like I said, for me, without really stretching it, I can wrap it like this. But I think it's nice. I think it's awesome. Okay, so Tracy said, looks good and love the colors. Me too. I'm really happy with how the colors worked. It wasn't like a perfect swap over. You know, I have a lot of them that changed mid-row, but I'm all for that. That does not bother me one bit. I would much rather it do that than me have to try to plan and like cut the yarn up. I'd rather do it this way. Okay, and I think that was everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I was going to show you guys. I will show you, this is what I'm working on for my crop top. So this is the home deck yarn. So you can see this is like this is the top of the crop top. So that's like, that goes right here. So the straps come up off the top and this will continue down. So that's what I'm working on. And this is what I'm using. This is the Home Deck Maker Home Deck. That's bright yellow. So that'll be super nice. And the stitches will be easy to see for the pattern because this is what I'm photographing for the pattern. And I will show you guys the other, let's see. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Dream Maker. So if you're interested, you can go to Annie's.com and find you this Dream Maker. So you can see it's very similar to the Home Deck yarn. And this is acrylic and nylon, whereas I think that Home Deck is cotton and nylon. So these are great options for the crop top that I'm working on. So if you're interested, you can grab you some of this. This just comes in some really, really, really cool colors. So if you like super bright colors, you can use that. But you can get Home Deck in cool colors too. Like this is one that I worked on that's a Home Deck Maker Home Deck yarn that's in a different colorway. Oh, here's another one. That's another one that you can get. And that's what it looks like. But this is really great for summer projects if you like bulky yarn like I do. And last but not least, oh here, I'll show you. Because I said these came in such cool colors. This is another colorway for the Dream Maker yarn. And I think Annie's has all the colorways. And they're clearance because it's discontinued. So if you like this stuff, you can grab some. I don't think, you don't get as much yardage with those, but those are like $2.99 right now for one. And I think Home Deck is like $12 for one, but you get like 300 yards with Home Deck, and I think those you maybe get one. So, yes, Ellen says, have a wonderful weekend and a happy Easter to everyone. Yes, happy Easter, happy weekend. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope the weather is cooperating for you. I'm hoping to maybe get outside a little bit today. And I think that's everything. So thank you for joining in. And if you're watching the replay, I hope you've enjoyed making your Dobby cardigan. I'm sorry I wasn't able to finish the last sleeve, but I hope that seeing this one finished was enough for you to be able to finish the other one, because like I said, I've literally attached both of them. This one just needs about 15 more rows, and I'll be able to match it up with this one and get it photographed for everybody. But I hope you enjoyed it. I love my new Dobby. I finally have two, so I'll have one for the summer months. But yeah, all right, guys, have a good weekend, and until next time, happy hooking!